Now it's nice having these old essentials books, be able to read the original issues, but I'm going to give you 11 tips so you can go from the essentials to the real thing. If you're looking to buy some older comic books, or just anything really for that matter, I suggest you do your research. See if now is the right time to be able to buy something. When Amazing Spider-Man 700 came out, and with all the news of the whole Peter Parker is now dead thing, it was the wrong time to buy because people are inflated. People are running the comic book stores to buy books that they would usually never buy because they think prices are going to go up. Instead, the market value just gets inflated for a little bit, and then the prices kind of die out a little bit later on. So you need to see if prices are inflated because of something that's going on in the news, some big hype, or the fact that a character's book may be out in the theater, because that happens obviously. So you need to do your research to see if now's the right time to buy something before all the hype builds up, or if you should hold off while prices are too high, because comic books are like stocks. Sometimes there's a good time, sometimes there's a bad time, but of course you want to buy everything lower than higher. Alright, so number 2, I suggest you figure out what kind of condition you want the comic book to be in. You can get anything, if you want the original book, you can get anything from a beat-up reader's copy to some kind of pristine mint book that you can have as a cornerstone of your collection. And of course, they're two opposite ends of the spectrum. One's going to be really expensive, one's going to be pretty cheap. So I suggest you figure out what kind of condition you want in a comic book. That'll kind of help you gauge if you want to have just some, a regular collection, or if you're looking for a real hard investment. But either way, you need to figure out what kind of condition you want in your comics. Okay, 3, figuring out a price. There's a lot of different ways where you can gauge on the price of a comic book. Some people may only have one particular way, but I like to do 3 different ways to help cover my ass. So here are the 3 ways I use to figure out the price of a comic book. So the first way I would suggest you figure out the price of a comic book is take a look at the Overstreet guide. It's a book that you can find in any comic book store, more than likely. Also Barnes & Noble, Amazon. They have comic books for so many years. They go really far back, actually. But, and it has all the pricing from the different conditions of a particular book, and it'll give you a good idea. Now, the only problem with the Overstreet guide is a lot of people say that by the time a copy is printed, it's already out of date. So that is one thing you should take in consideration, but at the same time, it'll give you a rough idea on pricing for a comic book. Personally, I'm not the biggest fan of it, but it can help out a little bit. Okay, the second way to figure out the pricing of a book is eBay. Now, yes, I'm not the biggest fan of eBay, but it does give you an idea of what the market value is. Now, I'm not going by what people are selling the books for. Instead, I'm going for the completed listings. If you log into eBay, you'll be able to see after you do a search, you can look under completed listings. That'll give you an idea of what books were sold for and what books weren't sold for, rather. And again, it's for completed, not current listings, but completed listings. This will give you an idea. The only problem with that is it will show the inflation. So if, again, Amazing Spider-Man 700 is huge and in the news right now, it's going to reflect in that. But if for books that aren't going on after if you did your research, you'll be able to gauge what some of the current pricing should be for some of those books. The third step I would use is go to stores and go to shows to see what books are going for. So pretty much just shop around, see what they're going for, and make some notes, and do some comparisons, and that will help you figure out if books are at the appropriate price, or if you're getting robbed, or if they're a steal. But either way, if you combine those 3, it'll give you a good rough idea. Number 4, what can you spend? Yes, we want books from the 1940s, the 1950s, those huge cornerstone books, but at the same time, you're kind of killing yourself if you just spend whatever money you have in your savings account. You want to comfortably be able to spend maybe $5,000 on a comic without killing yourself financially. And at the same time, while you're figuring out what you can spend, whatever you do not look at credit cards as an option. If you do that, you can fall into a spiral of debt, and it's just not worth it. They're comics, it's a hobby. It's just not, it won't be a good thing. Number 5, figuring out where you can get the particular comic or collectible that you're looking for. If you wanted to go with the Days of Future Past comic books from the X-Men, chances are you can go to any comic book store, or any show for that matter, and be able to pick them up. But if you're looking for a Fantastic Four #1, chances are you're going to have to look around a little bit more. This is more of an idea to figure out your time. Save yourself some time figuring out where you can go, because at the same time, if you want this, chances are you may also have to save up in order to travel to a convention somewhere if one is not close to you. So it kind of goes hand in hand in figuring out your travel expenses and such like that, but you need to figure out where do you have to go to be able to get the comic book. At the same time, it's worth pointing out that if I went to my local store and I wanted to get some huge back issue books, he can put me on a payment plan to easily pay off the comics. If I do that, I won't be paying interest, I won't be paying tax, and it kind of works out better because I can just easily do it without killing myself. Where if chances are if you go to a show or if you even go to eBay to buy something, you may have to pay a little bit extra if you don't know the person or if it's just used by credit cards. It's also another benefit to be able to get used to some of the shows and get used to some of the sellers, because I think more and more it was some of the sellers that I keep buying books from, they would allow me to be able to do some kind of payment plan for a book. So again, it's just one other thing to take in consideration. Okay, number 6, bring a buddy with you. This goes for car shopping, this goes for any kind of big investment type shopping, or if you just want to pick up your regular weekly books. It's worth bringing someone else, another set of eyes, another brain. Someone can take a look at the book to see if they noticed something that you didn't, or they can just ask questions that you didn't think about asking yourself. So really, by bringing a friend, you're covering your ass once again, and chances are your friend wants to help you out. So I suggest bring somebody and just ask them what they think about the particular book that you're getting, because they may notice something that you don't, and again, it helps cover your ass before you spend a lot of money. Okay, number 7, ask questions. Never be afraid to ask questions to someone who's selling you their comics. Chances are, if you go to any kind of comic book store or show, these people they know what they're talking about. They know the books, they know the history, they can tell you even how they got the books. And they can kind of fill in some gaps of some questions that you may have had, or they can present something to you that you never even thought of. Or what's even better, one nice thing about going to shows especially, is that they tell you, like, oh, if you're looking at this, you want to look at this book. Or if you're looking at this, you may be interested in this as well. So it helps kind of broaden your horizon. Ask questions and never be afraid. If you're asking questions and they can't really answer anything, you might want to be a little bit suspicious of that, and it may make you think twice about even buying the book. Number 8, be nice and don't insult anybody. People want to sell you their books. They're sellers. They want to make you happy so you come back to buy more books. This goes for stores, shows, hell, even people on eBay at the same time. People want to do repeat business with you. They're looking to make you happy. So if that's the case, don't be a D-bag and don't screw them over. Don't be insulting with offers. Don't give them attitude. They want to help you. Just because of your attitude, they may not even want to give you a better price on a book. These are all things you need to take in consideration. If you're nice, they're going to act nice towards you. They're going to offer you some better deals. It actually pays off. Nice guys in this case don't finish last, they finish first. Don't be a dick. Help out, or be nice I should say, and they will help you out. Now that being said, if someone's giving you a hard time, you don't have to spend your money and you don't have to do business with them. So take that in consideration. I went to car dealerships, I've gone into arguments with people before. Luckily that's never happened while I was at a comic book show or store. But again, it can possibly happen. So don't take attitude from somebody who you're looking to give money to. It just doesn't work that way. Which leads me to number 9, don't take pressure from anybody. If someone, it seems like they're giving you just sales pitch after sales pitch, they're pressuring you, don't buy anything from them. You can simply walk away. These are comic books. It's not medicine. We don't need them to survive. As much as we love having them, it's not something that's mandatory to have. Walk away. Don't let someone pressure you to buy something that you later on may not want to have. It's your hard-earned money. Don't take crap from anybody. Just simply walk away. You don't even have to argue with them. But don't let anybody pressure you because it's your money. Number 10, don't be afraid to negotiate. If you just open your damn mouth, you'll be surprised how much money you can actually save. If maybe you want to get some kind of deal together, or you're looking just to save some money, or if you just simply say, hey, this is your listing price on the comic, how much would you take for it though? You just save a little bit of money by just opening your mouth. As a personal goal, I always like to be able to save money in transportation and lunch when I go to a show, because it just gives me a rough idea on minimum how much I would like to save. Open your damn mouth. I mean, you see people do it on the shows, in reality shows. Of course, that's all staged, but it gives you a rough idea. Just open your damn mouth. Don't be afraid. No one's going to shoot you for asking for a better deal on something. Just simply ask, see what you can do, and after a while, if you give them repeat business, they're going to just naturally knock off some money to help you save. So just ask, talk to them, negotiate, and you'll be surprised how much money you can actually save. Number 11, cash is king. If you're going to a show, if you're going to a store, if you're going to a flea market, bring money. You won't be paying taxes. You won't be paying any extra fees. And people will give you even better deals if you give them money. it's just, cash is king. It kind of speaks for itself. Also, bring a lot of smaller bills with you. A whole bunch of ones and a whole bunch of fives will also help you at a strip club, and it'll help you out at the stores or at the shows. It'll kind of give you a little bit of negotiation power because you won't be dealing within $20 ranges or $50 ranges. It'll kind of help you out a little bit. So bring a fistful of singles, a fistful of fives with you, and it'll help you out in the long run. All right, so those are my 11 tips or steps, whatever you want to call it, in order to save on some really expensive comics and or any collectibles for that matter. If you have any ideas that I may have missed, please leave it in the comments below. I'm going to have some of the information also in the little drop-down description box on what some of these steps were, so you don't have to rewind or anything like that. But this is how I go about trying to save some big bucks on comic books. I was able to visit SketchCon this past weekend. I'm going to have some more of the information in the next video about it. It was a lot of fun, and I think other people enjoyed it as well. But as for now, that's all I have. Thanks for watching, and I will talk to you later. Like and share, that'd be sweet. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.